What's up YouTube? Thank you so much for joining me. I finally found some time to make some music, and today we're gonna make something y'all requested, a bioluminescent anglerfish beat. Obviously, I don't really know what that's gonna sound like yet. And I didn't have any fish t-shirts, but this is the closest thing I found, so we're on theme. Shout out to Rebecca who made this t-shirt. Okay, so first things first. Obviously, I know what a bioluminescent anglerfish is, what it looks like, what it does, what it eats. I know all of those things, but we're just gonna do some quick research so that we're all on the same page. Okay. Now, I'm sure everyone's watched Finding Nemo, but just in case you haven't, this is what an anglerfish looks like. Oh yeah, I remember this scene. Oh wow, they're a lot smaller than I realized. They're really friendly looking. They are just misunderstood. It's not a phase. And you know what? Even anglerfish need beats sometimes. Even anglerfish need beats, okay? Now that's a good picture. Stunner. 160 species. They live in water that's so deep that scientists can't really reach it. Wow, okay. That's important. We should write some of this down. Oh my goodness. They live very deep. So they rely on bacterial symbiosis to make their light. And they mostly lead solitary lives until they found a mate. What? Y'all, male anglerfish, which are much smaller than their female counterparts, will bite onto the female's body, attaching itself for the rest of its life. In some species, the attachment is so complete that the male's body fuses to the female and he becomes a parasitic mate. Talk about gender roles, holy shit. Oh, the babies hatch in the sunlit waters of the upper ocean. Babies hatch in sun. We could maybe do like the life of an anglerfish, like in one beat, like of like an anglerfish that's like hatching in the sun at the top of the ocean and then swimming down to like the deep part where it lives a solitary life until a male clings itself to you and fuses into your body for the rest of your life. I feel like that says a lot about society. Wait, only the females have the lure. Okay, we're obviously gonna do this from the perspective of a female. Probably already was anyway, but so it's the lure is basically full of bacteria, so we should definitely include the bacteria in the beat. We need something that's gonna represent the bacteria. Okay, totally underrated that only the females are bioluminescent. Okay, the fact that males cling to the females is one of the few instances of naturally occurring parabiosis. It's like a parasite symbiosis, I guess.
A mile below sea level.
I like harmonics.
Angler. It drifts through the stake. If it's difficult to find food this deep, it's even more difficult to find a girlfriend.
Find a shawty.
Deep sea infuses his mouth to her body. He will draw sustenance from her for the rest of his life. In return, the female has a ready supply of sperm for whenever she's ready to mate.
I want to ask her, like, was it worth it? Because it seems like it wasn't worth it. But maybe it was worth it. Alright, well, I feel like I learned a lot today. So that's good. Maybe it's time to actually open Ableton. Okay, before I look up fish samples on Splice, which obviously we're going to do, I think that having a beginning that features kind of the initial descent from hatching up top near the sun and the anglerfish making its way down into the deep ocean, down to the ocean floor. It would be cool to depict that at the very beginning. So maybe just like a really bright note and then some kind of glide, like a really long glide, all the way down to the ocean floor. Yeah, like a long glide. Can we make the glide even longer? Let's just do the longest glide we possibly can. Okay, that's a long glide. Okay. Okay, I didn't realize quite how long that would be. I think I love it. It is such a long glide, but the thing is anglerfish live so unreasonably deep. It's gonna feel like a really long journey to get there, and I think that'll be really cool with a beat going on behind it. Let it play a while. We're hatching up in the sunlight. We're just born and now we're gonna start our descent. Wait, that sounded shitty. Why? I gotta recharge it now. Gotta wait for it to go back up so we can do another take. We just hatched. We're a baby anglerfish. And now we're gonna start our descent. Alright, good enough. So now that we have the descent into madness, next thing to do is to look up if there's any anglerfish sounds on Splice. I think that's the sound it makes when she starts descending. Yeah. Okay, those all sucked. I don't feel like a fish would flow to boom clap like that. Like boom clap is giving bipedal pretty hard if you think about it. Now that's what I'm talking about. Yes. Yes. For sure, yes. That could be like the bacteria. Yeah. That's the type of weird shit that anglerfish be on. For sure. Super fishy. Somehow really in time. That has potentials for sure. The last page is hitting. I'm on the last page of fish samples. That does have potential. Even though I don't really ever like it that much, I feel like we could do something with that. I think guitar harmonics would go really well with our fish. That could be toward the start. Okay, and then let's do bubbles. Y'all see the vision, right? Oh hell yeah, that's gonna go great together. That should totally make an appearance. Love that. There's just that, you know those like 90s? Now all the 30-year-olds are gonna be mad at me because I said 90s and then looked up vintage. You know those 90 drums that are kind of like... I think it's like one of the drum kit sounds. Oh, machine, I mean. Yeah, like that kind of thing. That kind of thing. I feel like that's pretty fishy. Yeah, we have a lot. We have a lot of materials to work with. All of these are different samples we just harvested. So now it's just a matter of putting them together. All right, first things first, let's set a tempo. I mean, it's like a ground dwelling fish. Go around like 70. Love those together. So all I did was unwarp this drum beat, and I tuned it down so that, well, if you adjust the pitch, it'll adjust the length if it's unwarped. So I just tuned it so that it would line up with this sample. But as kind of an initial, really natural, organic drum sample with some nice chords. That could be a nice descent into the darkness. It's horrible. I love it. I don't know about that. First, I took this high note and faded it in, so it's like you're waking up and you start hearing the water around you. Oops. We just got these nice bubbly little harmonics to go along with it. It's a very serene opening. Very underwater, very baby. And then we got the fishtail sound as we start heading down. And the drums come in. And for the descent, since that beginning sound is so high and it really hurts to listen to if it's too loud, I just automated a little bit the volume here. And so that way it's not blaring in your ears when it's a really high note, but really get that full descent. I think that needs a bass line. That should be replaced there by a drone. That's perfect. That's even got the little flickering light. That's perfect. That's perfect. I love that because that's the light, you know what I'm saying? That's the light of the anglerfish. It's hard, and I think maybe, okay, right there where she's about to get to the base, to the very bottom, because obviously that beat that starts there is like the ground, dark, scary, angular beat. Right before she gets there, maybe she should meet the bacteria. We have some bacteria here. Oh, that's not bacteria, but that is. That's the bacteria. Or I could count them in. Maybe the bacteria counts them in. Okay, that could be cool. The bacteria is like counting you in. So you get, there's the descent beat, which ends because we got to the floor. And now the bacteria counts you in. That could really work. Let's see how this thing, like, that's so cool. Hell yeah. All right, let's just show those little bacteria some love. More of like a room reverb. You know what, instead of, I think that as you descend, the drums should start making circles all around your head. Actually, maybe let's do that here instead. Yeah. It's like you're descending. Alright, y'all, that's probably all I have time for today. Alright, y'all, it's the next day. I found a few more hours to record. I got my crab shirt back on and I got a kitty cat in my lap, so let's get right into it. So unfortunately, I don't have a ton of time to record today, so my main goal today is just to smooth the transitions between the different beats and vibes we got going on. Just flesh out this little story a little bit more. Alright, so I think something would be really cool is since this line is descending, which is like over a minute long, all the way down to the deep sea floor where few fish have even been, let alone people. So I think that it'd be cool to transition to this dark sea floor area with something really dramatic, because we're going from here, which is very vibey, to here, right? Which is feeling really different. So one way to make kind of a dramatic transition could be, see if this works. I've rarely used this effectively, to be honest. Something like this, a really long winding down. Something like that could work. Just on that last bar. That works. I like that because it's getting really distorted as we start getting closer to the ocean floor. Again, let's make it even more dramatic at the end there. See how that fades out on its own? Since it's slowing down so much, it fades out pretty much on its own, leaving us with that creepy drone. Before that comes in, we need to let it breathe a little more. So here, I'm just letting this area breathe a little more, getting rid of that downbeat. Before that heavier beat comes in here. Such a nice groove, such a nice groove. It just doesn't go with it. Maybe over here. Yeah, that works way better. I feel like that's the mate. That's the mate coming in the left here. And now you're stuck with the mate for life. I'm just wondering what would happen. This probably won't work if we resampled this whole intro and then reversed it. And then that would be like pregnant female returning up to the sunny ocean. Let's just see what happens. So this is what that whole sample sounds like reversed. It's kind of cool. It's kind of gorgeous. Maybe we should just keep that last part. I think I love it. That's awesome. Where can we put that? I think that's good bacteria too. That sounds like bacteria. That's totally what bacteria sound like. Let's let the drone play. Okay, awesome. It's so light, but that can double. That can go there. Why not? It's too random. It's too random. All right, I think we've used all our samples. Pretty cool. I just wonder if I could do a really quick delay. Like I want one single delay, basically no feedback. Like that. And if we do the mix higher, the second is gonna hit harder. You know what I'm saying? Pretty cool, pretty cool, pretty cool. Love how that connects with the clap. And if we take off some of the low end from the delay, then our initial hit will be softer and deeper, and then the delay will be louder but have a little less body, which is exactly what I want. And the only difference now is we're gonna take our dotted eighth notes, we're gonna convert that to milliseconds, okay? And all we're gonna do is add or subtract a little bit from one of them. What that's gonna do is you're not gonna perceive it as a different rhythm, but you're gonna perceive it in a lot more stereo. If we solo this and listen to just the delay. If you're wearing headphones, you'll notice that all of a sudden that delay is way wider. The only thing I don't like there is this double hit. Where is it? Here. So all I'm gonna do is when that happens with the snap, I'm just gonna get rid of that first one. Love that, love that, love that way more now. Okay, I have to say, I think that bass line comes kind of out of nowhere. So first, let's just get it really nice and soft in the right ear. Barely can hear it. And then a little harder in the left. And then I started cutting some stuff out right before that outro. Just like these hi-hats in the left ear. Just little textures we put in at the end there. Cut them out so it starts feeling emptier. You kind of subconsciously anticipate the transition, which helps us because it's a really sudden transition, even though I think it works. Let's listen to it first with the textures here, without the textures here. Super pretty, super happy with that. Now, I have to say, for being super deep sea underwater, I think that these drums are a little too bright. So let's just take away a little bit from there. I think that's better. I think that the mix is worse, kind of. Like it sounds worse. But it sounds more underwater. It sounds more deep sea, and that's what we're going for. Know what I'm saying? I think that's pretty much done. We'll listen to the whole thing and see if it's done. It's creepy. Now we're at the ocean floor. Wow, it's such a circle of life. It's so beautiful. Wow, it's almost 5 minutes long. This turned out great. Starting with just that lovely intro, which takes us here as we flap our fin, start heading down, we make the descent. Then we get that cool time effect. Everything starts slowing down as we enter the deep, deep sea. We get the drone. Now we're at the deep sea floor and we meet the bacteria. And now we're ready to go on the hunt. Then we got some variation. And in my mind, this last part is her trying to shake off that mate that she can't get rid of. We have a circle of life moment here as we return to the surface once again to lay our eggs, and it sounds just like, or very similar to how this song actually started. Gorgeous. I love how that came out. Does it make a lot of sense? Kinda. Are all the transitions perfect? Absolutely not. Are there maybe too many things going on? Maybe. Does that concern me? Not at all. Could this use more work? Yes. I have all the answers right now. Spitting, for real. I love the story this is telling. I love the different vibes. Being born so innocent, and then those dark, hunting, weird, deep sea ocean beats that I'm not even sure how much I like them, but I like that. I'm not sure how much I like them. And at the end of the day, I think that we did a good job illustrating this animal that we set out to illustrate. All right, y'all, I'm so happy with how that turned out. It's really weird. It still feels pretty unfinished, I'm not gonna lie. I do wish I had more time to record, but I think it's a really cool instrumental as is. Maybe let's just think of it as a sketch. But I love that we got everything from the anglerfish being born in those sunny waters, making that crazy long descent all the way down to the ocean floor where few fish live, where few humans have ever even been. We meet the bacteria that give her the light. And then at the very end, she makes her way back up to give birth, to start new life, marking a huge contrast from the ocean floor going back up into sunny waters. But anyway, that's enough of me describing it. I'm gonna let you hear how it turned out. Okay, my loves, I hope you enjoyed this rough sketch, this doodle. A lot of cool beats, a lot of cool grooves, some cool sound design in there. It feels like a cool illustration of this fish and the life that it leads, the mystery surrounding it. I love this recommendation. So thank you so much to the person that requested me to make this beat. Let me know if you enjoyed this in the comments. Definitely let me know what we should do next time. Leave a like if you enjoyed. I love making beats inspired by animals or astrology signs or historical events. The options are infinite, so y'all let me know what you want to see. I'll try to keep coming up with some cool ideas. This was so much fun to jam with. There's some really cool textures in here, some really cool grooves. I'm not fully convinced they go together perfectly or that the transitions are perfect or that it makes much sense, but at the end of the day, that's not really my main concern. My main concern is really just to make something new, something fresh, to illustrate something with sound that maybe doesn't usually get illustrated. And this turned out really cool, really colorful, really different. Like I always say, at the end of the day, you just have to ask yourself, have I heard anything like this? And when the answer is no, then you've done well. You've done well. Anyway, y'all, thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.